Who do you choose to be? You have two choices of the person you want to be. You always have, and you always will. When you wake up, do you choose to be the person who gets up right away and puts the work in and day out? Or do you choose to be that person who hits the snooze button, grabs their phone, scrolls? First thing in the morning, you choose to do that. You've had a choice to be whoever you want to be. You've always had the choice to choose which version of yourself that you want to be. Do you choose to be that person who never quits? Or do you choose to be that person who always quits? Which version of yourself do you choose to be? If you don't believe that you are a certain person, you have to choose the decisions that person would be. And eventually, if you choose the decisions that person would make, then you'll become that person. You'll slowly see yourself becoming. Because once you choose to be that person, then you'll end up that person. But if you always choose to be the other person, if you always choose to be the same person that you always have, then that's who you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay the exact same person that you are today, because you always choose the worst option. You always choose that negative option that doesn't progress your life, that doesn't change your life in the way that you knew you always could, because you're always choosing to be that worst version of yourself. So it's time to start choosing to be the better version, choosing the things that the person that you've always wanted to be chooses. You choose to prioritize your health. You choose to prioritize family time. You choose to prioritize your passion, your dream, your goals. But in the life you're living now, you choose to be comfortable. There's always a choice of who you are and who you can be. You always have those doubts of, am I ever going to be good enough? Am I ever going to be that person who I always had in my head, who I always had in that 10 years, I'm going to be them? But you have to choose to be that person today. And I know that a lot of people don't believe that they can be that person, that only in 10 years I'll be able to be that person. No, you can be that person today if you choose to be. Which version do you choose to be? Do you choose to hit that one more rep when you thought you couldn't, or do you choose to just give up and stop? Do you choose to run that extra mile, or do you choose to start walking, to stop and go home? Do you choose to shut off that treadmill? What do you choose to do? You always have a choice of choosing the person that you want to be. Life is full of choices. Your everyday life is full of choices. And just because maybe you made one wrong choice, it doesn't mean that all the choices after you have to make the wrong one as well. If you make one wrong choice, you have to acknowledge it. You have to say, hey, I shouldn't have done that. Next time I end up in that situation, I'm going to do this instead. And from you making that wrong decision, every next decision that comes in this day, I'm going to be mindful and I'm going to make the right one. So before you let yourself go down that path, before you slip up once and let yourself keep sliding, keep falling, understand that, hey, I made one wrong choice today. Every person makes so many choices every single day that if you make one, it won't really affect you too much. But if you let it affect you, and if you let that one decision become two, it'll become 3, 4, 5, and then now your whole day is full of wrong choices. But if you choose to say, hey, I made this one wrong decision today, But every other decision, every other choice that I have today, I'm going to make the right one. I'm going to turn my whole day around by choosing to be that better version of myself, by choosing to make the choices that I know that I should. Look at who you want to be in the future. Look at the people that you want to become like, and ask yourself, what would they do if they're in my situation? Would they choose to sleep in, or would they choose to get up and get after it? What would they choose to do? What should I choose to do? So before you let that one wrong decision affect your whole day, affect your whole week, then it'll affect your whole month. You have to stop and be mindful. Take a second and understand, hey, I will always make the wrong decision, but I'm not going to always let that one wrong decision become two. You won't ever get every little thing in your life right, no matter how far down the line you are, no matter how many right decisions you make, no matter how many right choices you make, you're never going to be perfect. Understand that if you get knocked down, if you choose the wrong thing, you can always get back up and choose the right one. So before you let one wrong decision, one wrong choice affect your whole day, affect the rest of your life, understand that it doesn't matter how far you make it, no matter how many right decisions in your life you make, you'll always slip up. You'll always make a wrong decision, but it's understanding that it was the wrong decision, acknowledging that it was the wrong decision, because I feel like a lot of people now will make a bad decision, make a wrong decision, and not understand that it was the wrong decision. They'll say, it's whatever, it'll pass, it is what it is, right? A lot of people have it is what it is, I made the wrong decision, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. But it's saying, it is what it is, I made the wrong one, I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm not gonna dwell on the wrong decision. I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm a bad person, I'm not the person I want to be because I made that wrong decision. It's, I made that wrong decision, now I know for the next time I have to do this instead. I have to make the right decision instead. So don't let one wrong decision become two. Understand that you have the power to change your life. You have the power to choose to be the better version of yourself. You're faced with so many decisions, so many choices every single day. Look at it at, what is my goal? What is going to get me closer to it, and what is going to bring me further away from it? Will this make me? Will this break me? You always have a choice. Who will you choose to be? Will you choose to be the better version of you, or will you choose to be the worst version? Will you choose to stay the same? Who will you choose to be? So I hope everyone's doing well. I'll see you on the next one.